Hey, what's up, guys? We're sitting here at the Kapow Comics like we do every Wednesday, hanging out. So I figured I'd shoot a video with my boy Castro, who apparently has robot moves. I did not know. I should have, I guess. He is the smoothest person I know. So Castro, you've been on the show once or twice. You haven't been around in about a year, though. You came and did the toy episode with us, right?
Yeah.
How you been, man?
I'm good.
Life going
My
well?
hand's actually swollen. I don't know if you can tell the difference.
Which sucks because you're a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to be doing
But you
left-handed
should see
tattoo.
the other guy. You should see the other guy.
So what are you reading, man? What are you picking up this week?
Immortal Hulk, of course, because probably my favorite book in Marvel right now. Old Man Quill, just because of
He's got good taste.
Just because of the hype of Old Man Hawkeye, I figured I'd give another old man a chance. Female Furies, because I love the Female Furies from Apocalypse.
He just likes the females.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Makes no sense.
Conan's been amazing. As Guardians of the Galaxy, one of my personal favorites. Avengers, which has been amazing as well. And of course, the Bats.
That's a hefty stack, dude.
Not as big as yours, but
There's Matt
That's what she
Trogdon
said?
looking buff.
yeah.
Did we just work in on that's what she said joke? Can't take these guys anywhere. I look stoned. I'm not. I should be, but I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know why.
He was drinking at lunch.
I
did drink at lunch. It was great.
Yeah, just start putting chairs up.
So I'm gonna grab a few books. Picking up Red Sonja this week because it's number one. It's Red Sonja, but also because it's the first time that a guy that I really like, Mark Russell, is writing the book, and so I'm curious to see what he does. That it's weird. It's weird thinking of Mark Russell writing character like Red Sonja.
It is weird. That's why I think it's going to be so good.
Getting Matt in here. Say hi, Matt. See, these are the two guys who should be the face of the show.
Oh,
Look at those arms. It's just like weightlifting in comics.
that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird thinking of like a book like Red Sonja being written by the same guy who wrote the Flintstones and Snagglepuss and stuff.
Yeah.
Picking up Sword Daughter because I think this is one of the quietest but one of the best, most literary books being put out right now, and the art is just killer, stunning. I'm picking up a lot of stuff that he's picking up. I'm grabbing X-23, grabbing Champions. Obviously, I'm getting Conan because I'm not an idiot, and it's Conan.
Good taste, people. Good taste.
Gotta get you back in here.
Conan.
We need a swivel. Gotta keep my computer on a swivel. Check out how awesome this store is. Y'all see that in the background?
Blessed by Crumb.
It was blessed by Chrome. That's a shit ton. That's a good store. Walk through there, check out books. It's Kapow Comics over in Sherwood. We talk about them on the show all the time. I would turn around and show you our beloved benefactor who owns the store, but he thinks the FBI is going to come get him if I do that. So
The man.
The man.
A lot of shit that came out this week. So what are you picking up this week, man? Since we're getting you on camera again.
So I'm picking up Gunhawks only because.
I like how you went straight business mode. Yeah. Like, so I'm picking up Gunhawks.
Yeah. It's all business now. It's serious. So you said Lapham? Is how you say his name?
Lapham.
So it's Lapham.
Lapham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think. I mean, I'm
I
not
say
the expert.
Lapham. I don't know.
It could be Lapham. I don't know. I'm not the expert.
Yeah. That's why I'm picking this up, because
You can
the
come on the
math
show
says
and
it
fight
should be
us.
great. Right, yeah, this is where you say, come on. Hey, I'm here. Cemetery Beach I'm picking up.
How's that been, dude?
That's been cool.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
really
not.
good.
I'm not on that.
It's
so.
it's interesting. It's it's the I don't remember reading a series that has so very little actual writing to it. It's a lot of action scenes.
Karnak.
Very little.
Sounds like.
It's got even less than Karnak.
Is it Warren Ellis?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Warren
that's-
Ellis.
yeah, that's why.
Yeah, Warren Ellis, and I think he on purpose is doing this book with this little writing, actual writing. There's no thought boxes.
That's a thing for him, though. He likes to let his artist tell the story.
Yeah, and he does.
And he's one of the best at it.
It's interesting, yeah. I mean, it's made it interesting because, all in all, it's not. Can't say it's all that creative as a story, but the way it's being told is interesting.
Yeah.
So that's what's kept me on it. Green Lantern's really cool. Everybody knows
That
that.
Liam Sharp art that Craig loves.
Yeah, it's cool. And I'm not a really a Green Lantern fan. This is the first thing I've ever bought of Green Lantern.
Really?
Yeah, but you got Volcano Head and
Broccoli
Head.
Broccoli top.
Yeah, so I'm in. I'm like, oh
Okay,
man.
he's booking this week.
the volcano head guy grew out his arms. Somebody was thinking.
Hey, that's using his noggin.
Yeah.
Blowing his top.
Picking up the Wolverine, the long night, the podcast. The podcast is not good,
You don't like it?
but the comic is.
Okay.
Have you listened to the podcast?
No, I started it and then checked out.
It's not good.
Yeah.
What is it? Is them like reading the book too?
He's
well, it
not
started as
talking
a-
about Southern Fried
I'm talking about the long night, the Wolverine podcast.
Yeah, so what that is for, let me flip it back over here. For those of you who don't know, Marvel is doing a story in podcast form where they're giving you the entire narrative. And they're basically, it's kind of like radio. It's kind of like live action radio.
Yeah.
I started it. It's not my thing. Wolverine's not my
live
thing,
action
so-
radio.
he said it's kind of like radio, like the radio movie popped in my head. And it was,
Will, was it Will Smith? No.
no, it was Cuba.
Cuba pushing the
I
car.
love that movie. I know I'm not supposed to laugh at it, but
I
when,
think you can laugh at it.
when they put him in that little football shed and he comes out and he trips, that's the first thing that popped in my head when he was like, it's kind of like radio. I was just like, no, that ain't radio. Oh, man, I'm going to hell.
I mean, people who are like, yeah, podcasts are like radio, but it's like the old live action stories. It's just not my thing. I
It's
wasn't
not,
crazy about
and
it.
it's not good. It's not your thing because it's not good.
Is Charles Soule writing that? No?
Is that book
He's
good?
pretty much got
Wolverine
all of
right now?
Wolverine
Which
stuff
one?
right now, doesn't he?
The long night.
It's
He's
cool.
doing the
I like
returnable
it.
version.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. The first issue was good.
Does he have
This-
the hot blades or the hot?
This reads like a classic Wolverine story. Yeah. So and it's told from the perspective of two detectives that have gone to Alaska to they're FBI detectives that there's a chain of murders that's been going on, and they're finding knife marks on people. So they're investigating the angle that Wolverine did it. This is all set up in the first one. I'm not spoiling anything. But obviously, if you have any knowledge of Wolverine, you're thinking, well, obviously he couldn't be doing it. But people in town think he is because he comes to town to work on a crab boat. And shenanigans ensue. And that's where yeah.
I just find it hilarious. Wolverine has had so many jobs. Like this dude. I don't even think he doesn't carry ID.
In his little brown underwear.
And people must not look at his HR file because it's got to be full of confrontation.
Dude, you want to talk about current politics? How does this dude keep getting across the Canadian border so many times? Like, they've got to have a file on him. The Mounties are not doing their job. Canada needs to build a wall.
Oh, it's snakes.
What are you grabbing this week, Craig?
Well, one of the books I'm getting is Daredevil #1, Chip Zdarsky. Just finished Charles Soule's run, and it ended on kind of a whimper, so I'm kind of got high hopes for Zdarsky fixing the mess that Charles Soule left. So,
Oh, do you think there was a mess that Charles had?
he left him in the hospital, scared of his own shadow, and the whole last story arc was a complete dream. And
Also, it was just the last story.
it ended up being just the last story arc. I don't know what it was intended to be, but that's where Chip Zdarsky went with it in Man Without Fear.
What
Or
happened
Man
to the blind spot cat? That was in the book?
He's still in it.
Okay.
Yeah. He's wanting to take over being Daredevil while Matt recovers, and Matt won't let him.
What about the the religious villain or something that he just came up with? Is that part of the dream? Or
We
is that-
don't know that yet, but there's a lot of speculation that was actually all in Matt Murdock's head.
Okay.
So we don't know the answer to that yet.
Nice.
Have y'all seen Zdarsky's sexy Twitter postings where he's talking about? That almost compelled me to buy the book. They're hilarious.
He's got a pretty good social media.
Dude, he's
presence.
hilarious on Twitter.
For Man
Love
Without Fear, he started doing videos for every comic shop to promote it, and then gave up. He was doing videos for maybe it was I trying to promote the book.
Right.
He did I want to say 200 videos or something. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I just don't even care anymore by the time
His
it's like,
soul
buy
is-
the book or don't buy it.
His soul is worn out at that
Yeah.
point.
So
Dude, he's been, so I wasn't a Zdarsky fan when he first kind of hit the big scene. It just wasn't my thing, but the last few things he's written have just been out of this world good.
well, he started as a
An artist.
artist
Yeah,
on, especially sex criminals,
Right.
where he built his name up, and then he did Howard the Duck, and he did. Books.
Yeah.
They weren't real big hits in my opinion.
his
He's gotten a lot better. Marvel 2-in-1.
I was gonna
was
say,
really good,
yeah. I wish right now. I mean, I wish he was writing Fantastic Four. If he was writing Fantastic Four right now, I might be on it.
But Dan Slott's got to have a job at Marvel.
Apparently so.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I
canceled
like
it.
Yeah, I jumped off of it. It's
I
not.
just canceled
It's
it.
not
right
for
now.
me. I can't say that it's good or bad with any like quality.
It's kind of
standards,
boring.
but it's not.
Well, the first issue just felt like a love letter to the Fantastic Four.
Well, the first issue wasn't even issue 1. It was like, hey,
Yeah.
we're not doing issue 1 till issue 2. Here's all
Yeah,
this
it felt
crap.
more like issue 720 and not an issue 1. It was just a story.
Speaking of awesome stuff with Wolverine, X-23 come out today. I'm all about that book. That book is fun. I love Gabby. She's one of my favorite characters in Marvel right now. She's hilarious.
So,
She's just like a little murder monster.
let me
pops up.
Let me ask you a question. Are they still calling her
Honey
Badger?
Wolverine? No, are they calling her
No,
Wolverine?
she's back being X-23 now.
Okay.
So what was their reasoning behind that then? Why they decided to go ahead and, we're fucked up. Like, what was their excuse for
I don't know
taking her
that they've
back?
ever given a
She went
reason.
back to doing a code. Yeah, I don't know if they've ever like had a like this is why, but
She's
she's
not
not.
wearing the uniform anymore.
Yeah, she's not on that. She's not on the X-Men team anymore, and she's now doing. She's not a co-op agent, but she's kind of acting as an agent, and so she's kind of going back to that X-23 thing.
You know what I want to see is a book with Honey Badger and Thor's murder dog. I can't think.
Thori?
Thori.
Oh, Thor's amazing.
Thori and Honey Badger teaming
Yes,
up together
please.
would be great.
The murder dog is awesome.
Thor the Murder Dog's fan-fucking-tastic. Let's see what else I'm picking up.
That's a statue I need to make of Thori.
Right?
The
Go
murder
make a
Yeah.
Thori statue.
Done, Mike.
That's got to be in the works. There's no way they're not working on that.
I need that in a statue of Better Ray Bill and Lockjaw. I definitely want to learn more about their adventures. I need that book in my life.
We do need that book.
Yeah.
They did a Pet Avengers book there for a little bit that had a bunch of the different animals, but I don't think it had Thor in it. It should have.
I think that's the book that decided that Lockjaw was a dog, no longer inhuman. I
Yeah.
think that's when they went ahead and said, screw you, we're retconning him. So, yeah.
Well, we got anything else we want to talk about?
I think we're
Why
good.
don't y'all talk about that Harley Quinn issue? Because I didn't freaking read it.
Oh, did you not? Oh, we
Did you do a podcast?
yeah, we did. We did a. It was our roundtable book on one of the episodes of the podcast.
What was
Predicted.
Yeah, it,
Predicted that.
Yeah.
it was Mark Russell doing Harley Quinn. And
Yeah,
But it's not a Harley Quinn story. Okay, she's the main character.
No, it's the book they're talking about. If you go back and listen to that episode, essentially what happened is Harley Quinn. She apparently owns a building now, and one of her tenants has
Yeah.
she owns an apartment complex.
Yeah.
And one of her tenants is a cat person, like literally, and has 1,000 cats, and so she's trying to
They're
It's-
making
it's-
people allergic.
it's got to smell really bad, and so she's helping distribute these cats and sell them and whatever. But all these store owners who are, it's basically a stand-in for misogynists and this, that, and the other. All of the people who own all these pet stores are these men who come out and are angry that a woman has the audacity to sell cats, and it's just fucking funny.
Yeah.
And she cuts off somebody's hand. It's great.
I don't know. I'm just oversaturated with Harley Quinn. She's like
This
that
book was-
Deadpool for me.
Well, this is a book you could read that's a standalone.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a Harley
yeah.
Quinn story. She's the main character. Because I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And this issue was hilarious. It was really good. Yeah. Very, very relevant, I would say.
As Mark Russell tends to be.
Yeah.
I mean, his Lone Ranger book is about about Texans building a fence around Texas to keep Native Americans.
I was going to ask you about that. How's that book been? Because you let me borrow it. I
It's
just haven't
really
gotten to it yet.
It's really good.
So, well, all right, guys. Well, we're going to go do our regular Wednesday Warrior thing, or whatever that thing is, and get out of here. We'll be back. More robot. I want to be you when I grow up. I touch your peck. That was nice.
The answer wasn't no.
We'll be
Get
back.
appropriate
Sunday.
touching. Get appropriate touching.
Hey, he signed a waiver,
Oh, okay.
so I'm not. My name's not Weinstein. It could be. It's not.
You better look at him.
Thank you. Because I was feeling kind of self-conscious. I'm sitting next to this guy, and I'm like, I just look flabby and sad. He's got those arms. You see that? It's ridiculous.
It's all glamour muscles.
Sun's out, guns out.
Glamour muscle. He keeps them down so they look bigger.
Well, Matt, before we get off here, as the owner of the shop, is there any books that are just doing the hotness for you right now? This is Matt's back here.
I
Not
can't keep Hulk on the shelf. That's amazing. And the new variant covers for after Cho left Harley. Those are whoever that cat is knocking them out of the park too.
Nice.
Conan doing better than you thought it
So.
was?
Yeah,
Told
Conan.
you.
I don't know about 2 more series for Conan, but damn,
Oh, I
I'll
can't
take-
wait for Dugan's, man. That one's gonna be
I'm
cool.
back and forth, dude. Besides Dead
You were
Rabbit,
back and forth on the first one.
well, Dugan was great. Dugan was great on Dead Rabbit, but everything before then, I got tired of Deadpool, dude.
Yeah.
Dead Rabbit proved that he could write, so I'm like, well, we'll see.
The Dead
Analog
Rabbit
was
thing still
great.
hurts my heart.
Doug Analog.
It really hurts my heart. I love that book.
I love me some Dugan, but
Just change the name and keep making it.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off.
Yeah, I didn't read that.
Where was it?
Well, that's just in comparison to the Donny Cates cosmic stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
That's probably what.
Well, I wonder if they're going to keep, because, back in the day, the 7 series was more hardcore than the main comic book. I wonder if they're going to keep with that. It's going to be more violent.
I don't know if you hold Jason Aaron in one hand and you hold Jerry Dugan in the other hand. I can tell you which one I think writes the more hardcore stories.
Interesting twist.
With plot twist.
The third book that you were talking about, though, is I think it's a 5 or 6 issue mini that's actually focusing on. I don't have the
Bullet.
Yeah, Bullet.
Queen.
Yeah, that's the pirate queen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I like the artist, though.
Yeah.
Whoever that artist
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
intrigued.
Yeah, that's it. It looks like the Skydoll stuff a little bit. Maybe it's the font that did that to me. I don't know.
Well, say goodbye, guys. We're going to log off, and we'll be back with another podcast on Sunday, answering some listener questions. These guys won't be here, but they should be, because we love them. And then it'll just be us. So y'all take care. Go forth. Love some comics.
Yeah.
Yee! Yee!
Jerry's not there.
What's
so somebody
that
has
new
to-
millennial thing? Yeet?
No.